Hey, I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, and it's turbo time.
It's turbo time!
It's turbo time. It's turbo time.
It's turbo time! It's turbo time. All right, I may not be Turbo Man, but Mazda is definitely cranking up the turbos. It's turbos all around. So I'm sorry that I've been a little bit slow on releasing this information. So I don't really think this is called a release. But I do want to go ahead and comment about the information from CarsDirect, which was about the CX-30 and about how it's getting a turbo. Now, let me just connect the dots here. I have not received any final confirmations from Mazda. However, as I said way back when with this 2.5S nomenclature of the models, I kind of expected 2.5S, 2.5 SkyActiv, and leading directly to 2.5T for turbo. So we've seen this in the Mazda 3, sedan and hatchback. We've seen it in the CX-5, of course, now coming to the Carbon Edition in a front-wheel drive. And, of course, it's the only engine available on a CX-9. So 2.5T all around, except for Miata, which is no surprise because 181 horsepower is pretty zoom already. And the CX-3 is still riding that 2-liter until it's gone. However, what I want to cover today is a look at the CX-30, a brief conversation about the 2.5T turbo coming to it, a follow-up on the Mazda 3 turbo, and we're going to touch on the CX-5 turbo. So definitely stay tuned as we jump into turbo time. I really love that movie around Christmas time, Jingle All the Way. Arnold Schwarzenegger's been my man since I could remember. I think the first movie I saw him in was Commando, and I just had to have a haircut like his, which I guess I kind of, a little bit longer on top, but kind of still do have a haircut like him. So let's jump into the CX-30, 2021 CX-30 with the turbo. So again, I haven't, this CarsDirect pre-order guide or early order guide, I haven't seen that yet anywhere. I haven't received that from Mazda. However, like I said, the 2.5S, 2.5T, I can see that happening. And of course, I don't doubt that it's coming because everybody's kind of taken this CarsDirect article and ran with it. And Car and Driver has jumped in a little bit as well. So here's what we know. It's only going to be all-wheel drive in the CX-30, which is kind of what we expect, similar to the Mazda 3, starting at $31,000, and I think that's probably before destination, which is $1,045. So we're looking right at $32,000 for this entry level. Now, if you do the math on that, if you're adding all-wheel drive to a premium model like we see in the Mazda 3, then a turbo, I don't think you would be at $31,000 or $32,000. So, surprisingly, we're going to offer the turbo and match with the all-wheel drive in another model lower than the premium. So, could be the Select is what I think Car and Driver was talking, maybe starting out in the Select, or definitely could be the Preferred. So a Preferred with the turbo and all-wheel drive could be somewhere in that $32,000 range, possibly. Or it could be a Select. So we definitely know that the premium package is going to be jam-packed with the all-wheel drive and the turbo. And then, of course, I'm very excited about a Premium Plus. Some of the early information on that is that 360 camera, as well as a few other things. And I believe it's going to be shared with the Mazda 3. So as far as the equipment. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be sort of like a signature, a CX-5 signature, but in a CX-30. That's pretty cool. So again, this CarsDirect information says that they're going to start building in November, which I assume is going to be down in Mexico, where the rest of these are coming from, for my area at least. And so that November build means a December, if everything follows suit the same, a November build means a December transport and a January availability if they don't hold them or whatever the case is. So again, we haven't got absolute word from Mazda yet, and I don't think that's shocking or anything we need to be worried about, because they're still putting all this new information out there. 2021 pricing on CX-30, then CX-5, then CX-9. We've got the turbo coming on the Mazda 3. They kind of want to let the Mazda 3 have its day, right? Or maybe its quarter. So we're going to see those Mazda 3s coming this year, calendar year, and then maybe the CX-30 in January, February. So I can see that happening. So we'll get more information as things go. I'm sure we'll know by the end of the year for sure, with some pricing and everything. So let's jump into the Mazda 3 while we're talking about that. So those are going to start, the turbos now are going to start being built in September. And of course the hatchbacks are coming from Japan. And then we'll see that premium all-wheel drive possibly from Mexico as well. And I think that's probably where the CX-30 got involved, because they are so much shared that if they're going to be putting turbos in a sedan, they might as well put them in the CX-30. But for price comparison, of course, those are at $30,845 for the sedan is the starting price, plus destination possibly. That may be, actually that's after destination, I'm sorry. Then $1,000 more for the hatchback. Then the Premium Plus is going to be $34,695, and you can add on a bunch of options they've talked about, which I still want to see these wheels, right? They've talked about BBS wheels for $3,600. Whoa, that must be some wheel. And I'm sure that's probably a little bit larger size with some special tires. I'm still excited to see what's going to go on with that, or if it's a brand new style, brand new wheel, that'd be pretty cool. Gonna have some stuff in between, some ground effects kits and some other stuff that's gonna carry over. And I expect that to have all the good stuff on it as well. So again, build in September, transport September, October, November is gonna be availability. I don't know if it's gonna be late November, kind of around the Thanksgiving, Black Friday, or what the situation's gonna be. But again, all they're saying on the website still is to click to be notified of reserve more information. And they do have some base MSRP pricing, but not much else going on from building your own yet. There are some on order though, and again, the build dates are in September. Kind of that second, third, and fourth week of September. Let's jump into the CX-5 real quick. So, been getting a lot of excitement about the Carbon Edition. I'm excited about the Carbon Edition. I know you guys are, and I know if you watched my video last week, unfortunately, we won't be seeing it in the CX-5 as soon as possible, or as soon as we would like to. However, I'm really excited about the Carbon Edition and just how things happened with orders being changed and stuff. I've actually got two front-wheel drive Carbon Edition turbos coming in. And in our area, we don't see the need for as much all-wheel drive as far as weather. However, I know that performance is pretty good with you'd want all-wheel drive for the top performance. However, I think that this is going to be cool, and one reason I was interested in it, to see that turbo and just have a front-wheel drive. So instead of adding for pricing reasons, so that for my clients, I think they'll be interested in the Carbon Edition with a turbo, not necessarily wanting the all-wheel drive. So it kind of keeps that price down. Now, of course, with the pricing on it, it's going to be $31,705 roughly after destination. So you can see how that $31,032 range, this Carbon Edition CX-5 and maybe a select or preferred CX-30 about the same price. But really the Carbon Edition is more like a GT, which is kind of more like that premium model. So I think we're going to have a lot of options on this turbo for the CX-30, but that Carbon Edition is jumping in at $31,705. That's right around the GT price point. Of course, there's going to be, as you've seen my video earlier this week, there's a lot of interchangeable equipment on Well, the Carbon Edition video was a while back, but that SV is also kind of creeping up there, and that's why this Carbon Edition is built from a Touring. So you have a lot of the same stuff going on the inside. Of course, the Carbon Edition is going to be more about appearance with the new wheels, the new color, and guess what? That's right, 2 interiors. So backtrack to where it was just polymetal gray or polymetal gray and red leather interior. And some of you are not so keen on the red leather interior, even though we're seeing it on Miata, we're seeing it on Mazda 3 hatchback. However, guess what? Just released this week, you get the second choice, which is black leather with red stitching. And also the steering wheel is going to have be black with red stitching as well. So I'm in. I love red, but I'm definitely into black with red stitching. I'm in. How about you? Comment below if you think you prefer the black with red stitching over the solid red interior. So also, why did they change this? Again, as they pushed that back, I think they decided to say, hey, we got black leather already. Let's just add some red stitching, and we can supplement those orders that we were putting on hold. So as of now, all the orders have been polymetal with the red leather. So I expect the next allocation that we'll see some change up to that second interior. And it's a great idea on Mazda's part because I think a lot of people are going to love the polymetal gray, maybe not jump on into that red leather. However, with 2 interior options, I think we're good to go. And it puts more of those Carbon Editions out into the market as far as available to you and me. So 2 interiors is fantastic. What else will we see on the Carbon Edition? Of course, with that leather wrap steering wheel, you'll also see a leather wrap red stitched gear selector or gear shifter. So we've already talked about the black mirror caps, also some black instrument panel accents. So when you sit into this cockpit, it's going to be awesome. All right, you're going to have red stitching. You're going to have black accents. And then you're going to have black with red stitching or red leather. So I really can't wait for this. Have not heard if they're going to go with the black interior with red stitching on the CX-9. Again, what we know is coming, being produced next month and coming in for us in a couple of months after that is the polymetal gray with the red leather. So we're going to have that in November before we see these others in December as far as here. So the one thing that I haven't touched on too much is, of course, the ratings for this turbo that everybody's getting. Turbos all around, right? It is going to be the same 227 horsepower with 87 octane, jumping to 250 with 93. And, of course, that torque is 310 foot-pounds to 320 foot-pounds if you add that premium. So good performance out there, great engine. And if you go to Mazda dealerships, go around, check them out, see their inventory, you're going to see a lot more of the turbo badges on these vehicles. So you'll see it on the CX-5, the CX-30, and the Mazda 3. And they may even start putting it on the 2021 CX-9, even though all of them are turbos. We'll see. Just branding, right? Branding. So thanks for joining me for a quick look at this. Of course, if there was some information you aren't so clear on, or maybe something I got wrong, go ahead and drop a comment below right now and let me know so we can engage in a conversation. That's what the channel is about. Also, if you are watching for the first time, I appreciate you jumping in, and you may want to stay tuned for more information. So go ahead and click to subscribe to the channel. And as always, ding that bell so that you'll be notified with every new upload. And trying to get some more information out there on Twitter and Instagram, so you can go ahead and follow me at JSewellSells. And thank you so much for watching. Again, let's have some conversation about this. Are you excited about the turbos? Because I am. Really, when you're in a turbo and you flip it into sport mode, hold on. So a lot more turbos all around. CX-30, CX-5, of course, front wheel drive, Mazda 3, it's coming. Almost everything Mazda is going to be turbocharged or have some options for that. And I'm really digging the Premium Plus availability on the CX-30 and the Mazda 3. So looking forward to seeing those vehicles and diving down into that. If there's anything else you have any questions on, put them in the comments. I'll be sure to work in a video to cover those answers for you. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. As Arnold says, it's turbo time.